How's it going, everyone? Jazz here. Today we are playing in the playoffs of the Evergrande League for the which division is it? Spear division. I accidentally recorded about a 8-minute intro of sorts since this is a new team. So if you want to go ahead and just skip right to the gameplay, the timestamps are both in the description and also I think there should be little lines, little lines on the video. So you feel free to click over to the first match if you do not really care about the team description. That being said, I will now get into the team description if you are interested. Today I am running a team that I picked up literally today. Well, today, for me at least. I don't know when the video will actually release, depending on how long my computer takes to render it and all that. But I was practicing on Pokemon Showdown in preparation for today's match, and I went against someone whose name was Patatas, maybe like Patatas47, or I don't know what the number was. So if you're watching this, thank you for giving me your team, because they destroyed me with this team. And I asked for their pace, and they gave it to me. And for the most part, it's the same as what they gave me, aside from I didn't want to retrain my Incineroar or my Tapu Fini. And I think their pace was running Energy Ball on Amoonguss. I just went with Pollen Puff so I could heal my own allies, I guess. So we're running Prankster Thundurus instead of Defiant Thundurus, which is honestly busted. I don't know what to say aside from the fact that Prankster Thundurus is honestly wild. Prankster Eerie Impulse? Oh my goodness. It's too strong. It's too strong. This Pokemon's so good. What the cuss? I've only played, for the most part, against like Defiant Thunduruses. Now, obviously those are fine. But Prankster, the amount of value that this Pokemon gets from Prankster. Scary Face, Eerie Impulse, Taunt. You can run, I think, Thunder Wave if you want. You can run... Does it get Fake Tears? I don't know if it gets Fake Tears or not. It gets a lot of really good Prankster, really good moves to go along with Prankster, the ability. Next to that, we have a Garchomp, which was very impressive as it really resists quite a lot. I mean, I think its only weaknesses are Dragon, Ice, and Fairy. Obviously, Ice being 4 times weak, so Porygon 2 running Ice Beam is a threat, and you'll see that that does come up in these matches. But alongside Thundurus with Eerie Impulse, it's actually not as scary as you would think. Garchomp definitely takes the role of just a very both offensive, having Life Orb, being very fast, having high attack stat, having Swords Dance, and ground and rock coverage is all that this one was running. I've seen other people run either Dragon Claw or the other one, Breaking Swipe, I think it is. The one that lowers attacks. Yeah, Breaking Swipe instead of either Swords Dance or Protect. But I was happy with this set. It was pretty fun. Then we are running a Assault Vested Celesteela with Meteor Beam, so we cannot really use... I think Power Herb Celesteela is... I don't know if common is the right word, but it comes up. We do not have Power Herb, so we are not necessarily looking to click Meteor Beam. But Max Rockfall, special attacking Max Rockfall is pretty helpful, good against like things like Torkoals, obviously Charizards, and the Assault Vest just helps us live certain attacks from maybe Regielekis or your random Venusaur with maybe Weather Ball in the sun to turn into Max Flare or a fire type Weather Ball. Incineroar, good Pokemon. I don't have too much to say about Incineroar. This is the set I'm always running on Incineroar. Every now and then I will test Darkest Lariat and be underwhelmed by it, so I will just go back to Taunt. And this variant was running Safety Goggles, so I just stuck with that since Thundurus with the Citrus Berry was... I was impressed with it, I should say. Amoonguss is surprisingly overpowered. I know a lot of people really love Amoonguss, and I have not used that much. But I think Tapu Fini is... Even though I have a Tapu Fini on my team, I feel like Tapu Fini is one of the sort of better ways to combat Amoonguss, and Tapu Fini is weak to both Rillaboom and Regieleki, and I feel like both of those are pretty common team additions. So Amoonguss, I think, has been very impressive. It doesn't come up that much in this upcoming match. I will spoil that much, I guess. We don't get any busted, 3-turn sleep wins. So sorry for that spoiler. But nonetheless, they're against other teams. I think Amoonguss could really do quite a bit of work with both Spore and just the Follow Me ability of Rage Powder to redirect maybe lightning attacks from Regieleki to protect our Celesteela, or fairy attacks from, maybe another Tapu Fini to protect our Garchomp, stuff like that. And then we've also got a Tapu Fini, which, I mean, I've already talked about Tapu Fini in some of my other game videos, but, this character is pretty strong. I don't know, I mean, Calm Minding with leftovers and being able to protect to heal back up. It takes a lot of damage from things. It doesn't often die to Rillabooms, I've found. I don't know. On this team, especially with Celesteela, as Celesteela can kind of max Steel Spike to raise the Tapu Fini's defense, and after a defense boost, I think we survive even a Choice Banded Rillaboom's Grassy Glide. I'm not positive about that, so you would have to do your own calcs, but I think with a +1 from max Steel Spike from Celesteela, we would survive a Grassy Glide. But also, the rest of the team, I would say, is not super weak to Rillaboom. I mean, Celesteela, Incineroar, Amoonguss, they're all pretty good against Rillaboom. So anyway, that is the team. Sorry for the long-winded intro, I suppose. Do remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel to see some more best of threes, and or just I might upload some ladder videos as well with this team. But this match is very, very fun, so I'll get to it, and I will see you there. All right, here we go. The playoffs. Well, I probably explained all that in the intro, I reckon. Let's see. Okay, all right. I think this is the team that they actually used last week or 2 weeks ago or whatever that is. So I should theoretically know their build. You have to remember, does that Porygon have Ice Beam? Oh, forget if it had Ice Beam or not. I feel like it had Eerie Impulse, if I'm not mistaken. Though I could also Eerie Impulse their Porygon too. So I could lead Thundurus. I think that seems like a good lead, no matter what else I bring. And then I'm a little bit interested in Celesteela. I'm also interested in Garchomp. But the downside to Garchomp would be the Ice move coming from the Porygon. I could always switch into something like Incineroar. If they led, for instance, Landorus and Porygon, I wanted to intimidate my Garchomp, but then also Ice Beam me or something like that. I could just switch into Incen. Running low on time though. And I think I like Celesteela. I think I like Celesteela here. That sounds good. A little bit awkward since they have Regieleki though, now that I'm thinking about it. Okay, so Regieleki and Porygon. Man, this is tough. This is definitely tough. They do get a special attack raise because this Garchomp has a little bit higher. I could protect. The question is, do I think they're gonna just straight up Dynamax with the what's it called? With the Porygon, just to get a Hailstorm out? And if that's the case, should I just go into Incineroar to bait out, their Dynamax into something that's not super good? If they set up Trick Room, they could have Oracle. Sure, let's do this. Let's do this. I'm interested in that. Now this Thundurus is pretty bulky. I don't know exactly if we would survive a Hailstorm, though, from +1. Especially if they double into us. Our Thundurus, that is. So, you know, we might get bopped by the Thundurus. Okay. Now, if it's just Ice Beam, that's great, right? That's the best of both worlds. Oh, okay. Very good to know. And they cannot do Trick Room. Okay, so that's pretty good. They now obviously know that I am, you know, supportive Thundurus rather than anything else, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. I think I want to Eerie Impulse this Porygon. Do we think this Porygon's faster than my Ensign? I'm not sure. Yeah, sure. Let's go ahead and Parting Shot out. I will also just Parting Shot out into that slot in case they switch into like a physical attacker. Okay, but it's just Torkoal, so I mean, that's kind of nice. Lowering the Torkoal's defenses, I suppose, or offenses rather. Do we think that means it's a Venusaur in the back? Okay. Let me figure out what item they are. Thundurus. Custom set versus a Regieleki. Trying to figure out if they would be Magnet or... It did a little over half. They have screens, so they could be Light Clay. If it is Light Clay or Focus Sash, they got the maximum amount of damage. Okay. So I Parting Shot out into... This just seems like a good Garchomp. Yeah, this seems like a really good position to be in for Garchomp. I don't think I can Sword Stance, though. Just because if they're running Burning Jealousy on... Oof, that's annoying, actually. If they're running Burning Jealousy... then they could burn me. But I guess I could just keep dancing, to be fair. To counteract that, maybe? Or I could just Thunderbolt Torkoal. Oh, this is tough, this is tough. Because I don't know if I want to Dynamax. Torkoal actually protects, so I could have Swords Danced. This should make it so that we live the next Thunderbolt. I do actually kind of need my Thundurus a little bit alive. Oh, this is so tough. I want to dance, but I don't want to get burnt. I could switch into Ensign here. So that I could fake out a Venusaur in case they Volt Switch into it. So that they can't sleep powder me, at least. That's interesting. Yeah, I like that. Let's do that. That sounds good. And then next turn, maybe I can get a Swords Dance going. Or maybe that's not correct. Maybe instead I would just... This is tough. This is tough. I'm assuming it's Venusaur, but I don't know for a fact. No, yeah, I can fake out Venusaur and then max Rockfall, maybe, instead. That's what we could do. They withdraw their Torkoal into Porygon 2. Getting a special attacker is probably... Unless it's based off... Oh, excellent. They based it off my Ensign. That's really nice. That's really good. Okay. I'm still pretty sure that this Porygon has Ice Beam. Okay, no Focus Sash. So how do I want to do this? Do I want to switch out? There's the Venusaur. The Regieleki is dead. I have Safety Goggles, so I can taunt this Porygon so they can't get up Trick Room. And then I could come into Celesteela, who would be able to max Rockfall the Torkoal if they come in anyway. So that sounds good. Because now, you know, I guess aside from Sleep Powder, now, oh, very interesting. Okay, maybe no Sleep Powder then? I could see that. Maybe no Sleep Powder. Let's see if this is an Ice Beam. Okay, there's the Ice Beam. Now we know they have it, which is helpful. I was pretty sure they did anyway, but now we know, and that's nicer. Okay. Now my it's Flarebless is Venusaur. I don't think I should just Okay, you know who we don't need anymore? I don't think we really need Thundurus anymore. Let's go ahead and switch out. Because I think we kind of wanted to hold on to Thundurus to Eerie Impulse Regieleki. Because even though Torkoal can, of course, hit Celesteela for a lot of damage, we can also just max Rockfall them. Sure. They have Protect. I think it's probably safe to say that they might just not have, what's it called? Sleep Powder? What would their moveset be if they had it? Sleep Powder, a Grass move, and a Poison move, and just no Ground move? Maybe. Okay, they were looking for the parting shot there. We are faster, by the way. Big crit. Alright, let's see. What to do. No more Sun. Very interesting. Okay, let's... what do I want to do? I want to get something going at some point. I could Eerie Impulse this Porygon and Parting Shot out into something. This is kind of still a little bit weird. Let's definitely Eerie Impulse this slot. They're all special attackers now, so this Thundurus is really looking good overall this game. Next game, I'm sure they'll bring Landorus just because this is obnoxious, of course, for all special attacking teams. I'm not sure if I mentioned in the intro or not, seeing as I haven't actually recorded yet, but I shut out. Let's do Garchomp. If I get Ice Beam to death, that's going to be a little bit awkward, but I think it's not the end of the world, because I think Celesteela should be able to clutch things out from here. I think. Very nice. Perfect. That's exactly what we wanted. Okay, they're running Heat Wave. So probably no Burning Jealousy in that case. So I can Swords Dance now. Very nice. Do I want to Swords Dance now? It's a bit greedy. Let's go. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna play this one really slow. I'm sure there was a point here that I could have actually just gone for a Dynamax to, I don't know, leverage things or whatever, but I kind of want to stop them from... Oh, okay, Ally Switch, very good to know. Ally Switch, Ice Beam, Trick Room, Recover? Something like that, probably. Okay, that's not bad. Okay, so our lad will finally go down. Now I get to... This is... Okay, this is good. This is good. Now I get to come into Incin. And... fake out Porygon, I think. Yeah, I think I'm gonna fake out Porygon on Swords Dance here. That sounds good. That sounds really nice. Though I suppose they could Dynamax their Porygon. -3 special attack though. Let's dance. Let's dance. Hopefully no crit, but let's dance. I don't think you would Dynamax your Porygon at -3 special attack. I could be wrong. Okay, next turn we'll Dynamax, I think. Eruption, Heat Wave, Protect. Maybe Earth Power or Body Press or something. You know, this team isn't... I mean, it seems kind of aggressive, right? But even so, we seem to be able to not go aggressive as well. Okay, so we've gotten the fake out. They could still have sleep powder. Is that why you would switch into Venusaur here? Is that you still want to sleep powder me? Oh, what do I want to do? Sleep powder would be so annoying. It would be so annoying here. I guess I could max Quake that slot, the Venusaur slot. Because the downside, unfortunately... Well, you know, okay, honestly. Oh, but they also protect. Go for it. Oh, okay. I'm Flare Blitzing something, which hopefully goes into the Venusaur slot. They would draw Venusaur immediately. Luckily, I'm max Quaking that slot. And if they do set up Trick Room, I think that's okay. Actually, that would be great. Actually, that would be amazing if they set up Trick Room. That would be the best case scenario, I think, right? Because then Venusaur is very fast. Because they just set up the Sun. And their Porygon's at -3 special attack, so... And I'm about to be at +1 special attack, so barring a crit, we should be good to go, even from the Ice Beam. Garchomp's looking pretty good in this matchup. I assume Torkoal will just die. We are +2 attack. Yeah. Come on, show me Trick Room. Show me Trick Room. They probably just don't go for Trick Room, though. I've shown Taunt on both of these things, I believe. Maybe I've only shown it on... Maybe I've only shown it on Thundurus, I forget. Okay, good damage. There's the Trick Room. Oh, baby. Alright, so now I'm gonna go ahead and just start... I could Ally Switch. I don't think they would max guard Ally Switch turn 1, though. So let's go ahead and max Quake the... Let's just double into the Porygon slot, I think. Max Quake it, but also taunt it, so they can't keep, recovering. That sounds good. That sounds good to me. What do I have in the back? Celesteela? I would love to know if this Venusaur has Weather Ball. I think this game we've probably won. I would guess. Again, I guess I shouldn't say that because now I'm about to get crit by an Ice Beam. Or maybe even a max Hailstorm. If they're Dynamaxing Venusaur, I'm not too worried though. And if they're Dynamaxing Porygon, then it would be an unfortunate crit, right? But I shouldn't be jinxing these things. I'm gonna go ahead and knock on wood real quick, actually, just to be safe. There's the max guard. I really would be surprised if they ally switch into a max guard. Not just the Ice Beam. Okay. I was gonna say also a freeze would be annoying, but maybe we can't actually get frozen in the sun? Is that true? Or am I making that up? Might be making that one up. Ooh, and they just die. Lovely. Alright, that should be a game, right? Now we just Flare Blitz in the sun and they should die. Alongside a... Okay, this team feels like it has a pretty good matchup against them. I'm glad, I guess, that I made the random last moment switch. Yeah, we'll go ahead and just double into this fellow. We did not get to see if they have Weather Ball, unfortunately. Bonk. But we do know that we do not kill them. Weakness policy? Oh, okay. Luckily, we should be going first here with our Garchomp, so it shouldn't matter, but... but good to know. Also very good to know that I should not just Flare Blitz the Venusaur in the sun. Because we did not kill them. I don't think I was -1 attack or anything. They didn't have Reflect Up either, so... Alright, moving on to game... moving on to game 2. I'll go ahead and just cut to it. Okay, here we go with game 2. If I were them, what adjustment would I make? I could see bringing Urshifu and Landorus this time around. And maybe try to get rid of Thundurus as soon as you could, right? I feel like Thundurus was really the... Obviously, Garchomp did the bulk of the damage that game, but Thundurus was quite nutty. Quite nutty indeed. I forget what I led last time. I think I led Thundurus and Garchomp, no? Yeah, I did. And then I switched to Incin. I could just lead Incin this time around. And... Because Incin still has Taunt for Porygon. And then what? Maybe like Selly could be okay? Because with Selly, I could switch into Garchomp. I think I like this... I think I like the same setup, though. The same 4. With Selly, if they lead Regieleki, I can switch into Garchomp, which is a ground lad. So of course, they could read that and Hailstorm me with their Porygon. Interesting. Alright, that's actually interesting. I don't want to do this. Let's actually lead Celesteela then. Because I really do feel like, I don't know, they were so weak to Eerie Impulse that whole game. I think they were all special attackers. Yeah. And I'm sure they would bring at least either Landorus or Urshifu this time around. I feel like Celesteela has a goodish matchup against those, right? Okay, perfect. There we go. And, now this is interesting. I mean, I think I can just switch into Incin, right? That should be pretty fine to do. Oh, we might even just Dynamax? Okay, so let's see. If they set up Trick Room here and switch into Torkoal, be a bit annoying. I am Assault Vested, though. I'm basically just deciding if I want to Dynamax or not. I think I kind of... Yeah, I think I kind of do. Let's go ahead and Airstream the Landorus, because I could see them wanting to go for a what's it called? A Max Rockfall, for sure. Which obviously would be good into Incin too, but probably won't kill us, right? Unless they're like White Herb or something. They're not Dynamaxing, which is a little bit worrisome, I'll be honest. Maybe that just means they're Swords Dancing, which is fine. What? Song? What? This song is... Sorry, this song is, I'm gonna go ahead and skip it, but it just took me by surprise, that's all. Oh! That's not the song, that's my alarm! I'm a dingus! So sorry about that. I'm cooking up some lasagna, so I'm making some spaghetti sauce. I should go turn off the fire for that. Okay, so what did they just do? Did they Swords Dance? No, they Rock Slided? Looks like they Rock Slided. Okay. So... Yeah. Alright, we're fast now. I assume we're faster than Landorus. They didn't Swords Dance, which is good, so they're still -1 attack. I think we definitely do not give up on the battle. I think I just taunt this slot. If they Ally Switch and Swords Dance, that's kind of weird. It could happen. Kind of weird though. It's not actually that weird. That'll be pretty normal play. Sure, let's go ahead and max Airstream the Landorus then. That sounds good. If they Ally Switch, then I'll just keep being faster. But if they don't, then I'll get to stop their Trick Room with a Taunt. Which sounds good. Let me go turn off the heat. I assume you all could oh, and they went for recover. I assume you heard my ring or my alarm noise there, but if you didn't, they were just very loud pitched chimes. I thought it was the song there. Okay. Is it bad that I've used my Dynamax? Might be. I think I want to double into this Porygon slot. Maybe Flare Blitz and... Because what do we... Yeah, that sounds good. And Steel Spike. Sounds nice. If they have literally Torkoal, that's the only thing that I don't want to do this into. But it is what it is, I suppose. Wow, okay, it was Torkoal, so I guess I should have maxed Rock Ball, but that's okay. That's okay. I wanted to get in a defense raise. Just for... I don't know, for what? For Landorus? Landorus can't do too much to Selly. Maybe I should have just Airstreamed instead. That would also have been better against Urshifu. It's okay. That's still a lot of damage. So Eruption is now kind of bad, right? Eruption is now kind of off the table. There's the U-turn. Okay, sure. And I assume Air Slash should just be able to take out the Torkoal anyway, right? Still their Venusaur, I assume? Is that the last one? Okay, if they do get a special attack raise now, I think because of our max Steel Spike. So that's actually a little bit embarrassing. Okay. So we know they have Ally Switch. Do we think that's what they want to do? They want to Ally Switch and... Heat Wave? Is that the play? I think I definitely taunt this slot. The question is, do I want to... I could switch into Garchomp, honestly. Here's what I'm going to do, though. I'm going to actually just double into this slot. They would draw Torkoal, actually, so that's fine. We'll get our taunt out so they can't set up Trick Room. I don't really mind the Landorus. Porygon, Landorus, Torkoal, and Venusaur, right? There's the Ally Switch. Also, oh, they had U-turn, right? They had U-turn, so that probably means they are Soul Vested. So this taunt obviously didn't do anything, but that's okay, that's okay. Their Landorus is very low health. I'm gonna go ahead and taunt this slot anyway. I mean, if they... If they Ally Switch an Earthquake or Rock Slide and kill my Instant, that's not actually the end of the world because I can still taunt their Porygon with my Thundurus that I have in the back. So I'm gonna do the same play of I'll target the Porygon with both of these things. This probably won't kill, but that's okay. Because I get my taunt off anyway. And I'm not worried about Ice Beam. A freeze would be annoying, of course. But not really the end of the world. And then, okay, Instant's actually alive, so let's see if they doubled into me there. If they didn't, then we're in a great spot. Oh, we're in a great spot. Okay, that's really good. They are taunted now, so they cannot actually... They cannot... Ally Switch this time. I think we just Flare Blitz and Air Slash. If they switch into Torkoal, Torkoal would die, and then we get our Flare Blitz into Porygon, which probably wouldn't kill it since we're intimidated, but that's okay. They actually switch out of Porygon instead. Very interesting. Back into Torkoal. Sure thing, sure thing. I think Air Slash kills? I might be wrong. I was wrong. But we get the Flare Blitz then. Do I actually survive this recoil just because they're at so low health? That would be wild. We do. Okay, very, very interesting. I don't think that's ever happened to me before. I think I'm usually flare blitzing things for like half their health. And there's Venusaur, who we cannot kill with with Flare Blitz, so we should not try because they are weakness policy. I guess I could taunt. There's the protect, sure thing. I believe this Air Slash should kill this Torkoal as long as we hit it, which we do. I would be a little bit surprised if it did not. Okay, there we go. That's really nice. And then, is Sun ending soon? It must be ending soon, right? Must be getting to that point. Okay, there it is. So now our instant will be faster than their Venusaur. So we can go ahead and go for another taunt into... I'm going to taunt the Porygon. They can ally switch, I understand that. But I don't want them to recover. That would be annoying. And I actually don't want to give them weakness policy. Do they resist this? No, they do not. So... yeah, I don't want to give them weakness policy. I feel like that's a potential way to throw. Though, I mean, okay. Now that I'm thinking about it. I do have both Thundurus and Garchomp in the back. So we should be good either way. But, yeah, let's just do that. Let's just double into the Porygon, I think. Now, even if they have Weather Ball... I don't actually think this Venusaur can really touch us, right? Our Celesteela, that is. Or our Thundurus, sort of? So they can max Ooze. They can max Ooze. I actually have to get rid of this Porygon. Now that I'm thinking about it. Because Porygon is now a little bit scary. Oh, and they can kill us with just Vine Lash chip damage. Which is something to consider as well. Okay, we could actually lose this one still. This is definitely still losable. Oh, that wasn't even a crit. We had the special attack raise. Oh my goodness, it's so good. It's so good. I forgot that we had that special attack raise. Oh, that's excellent. This just makes it so that they can't max guard, which is fine. I'll come into my Thundurus and I think we still just Eerie Impulse them. And then maybe I actually do want to just Air Slash just for more damage. Because, like, the point still stands that I am a Celesteela. Like, I don't think... especially since... yeah, I don't know. The sun is not out. So I resist everything they have. So let's actually just go ahead and... I will still Eerie Impulse them, just because I don't want my other characters taking too much damage. So we'll just negate their... oh, no, not Scary Face. We'll just negate their weakness policy here with an Eerie Impulse. Gosh, this team's dirty. This team's dirty. This is, yeah, I'm very grateful to that person on Showdown who just kind of let me have their Pokepaste, because this team's dirty. There are some EV spreads I changed just because I didn't really want to retrain my Incineroar or my Tapu Fini, so our spreads are a little bit different. But the general team is definitely I think their name was just Patatas, which I think is potatoes in Spanish. I'm not positive. I believe this should be game over. I mean, they can't actually protect. So now I can also go ahead and just Flamethrower so I don't miss. Because we have them taunted. So that should be game over. Alright. I don't think I Eerie Impulse. I think I just... I mean, I guess I could. Yeah, alright, let's Eerie Impulse. Let's Eerie Impulse. But I will just Flamethrower. Because Garchomp now... I mean, Garchomp shouldn't lose either in the back. Stomping Tantrum from this health should be able to just kill it in one hit. But so does Flamethrower. So that will be a nice 2-0 with sort of a new team. Which was pretty Pretty dirty team, honestly. I'm gonna, maybe I'll make another video of it just on like the Pokemon ladder. So anyway, if you did enjoy the match, the gameplay, do remember to perhaps like the video and subscribe to the channel for more. I have slowed down a little bit just because I've been looking for work, but we'll be continuing to... Let me say GG's to my opponent. Anyway, well, I can say GG's to my opponent after you leave the video. So, goodbye, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.